All right, let's see how this goes. We are here today to do a little bit of tapping into the energies of the full moon in Libra lunar eclipse taking place March 25th, 3 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. This eclipse is happening with the south node of the moon, which is a letting go. Eclipse energy always happens with the nodes, but we have since 2023 had the nodes of the moon move into Aries South and Libra South node, relationships, our values. So this is a Venus ruled lunar eclipse. Bear with me here, a little bit scatterbrained. We have a huge CME incoming from the sun. During the eclipses, the energy, the protective aura around the earth tends to be down. And so any coronal mass ejections that come off from our sun will be felt by the earth more intensely, by humanity more intensely, can affect our brain waves, our sleep patterns, our body, our central nervous system, and also telecommunications. And we have been in moderate. So we've had M class and now we have X class flares popping off. Yeehaw. You have to pardon me because I've been getting hot, cold, hot, cold. So if you're feeling some of these symptoms, I never replace medical attention that you may need, but more and more people are waking up to the realization that we are directly linked to the sun. If we didn't have our sun, our luminary, one of our luminaries, the sun, the solar activity, our life force, we wouldn't be here on the planet alive. So where do I want to go with this before we go into the solar flares? So 2023 is when these nodes shifted into the Aries Libra, and this will keep continuing to happen in this cycle through March, I believe, of 2025. The lunar nodes always move the opposite. So we went from Taurus Scorpio axis to Aries Libra, and then we will go into Virgo Pisces, which is the healing axis. Really very fascinating. So I'm going ahead of myself a little bit here because I'm feeling a lot of symptoms that you may be feeling. Again, like I just said, hot and cold fluctuations throughout your body, a feeling of tingles throughout your body, especially your extremities, perhaps your feet, your hands can go out throughout your whole body. Solar flares have a direct impact and influence over not only us, but also the planet, and we are on the planet, right? So, you could be noticing an extreme thirst, changes and shifts in your appetite. A lot of us are noticing a lot of the head pressure, feels like sinus pressure, moving headaches. I've personally been feeling like in my left nostril, it feels very sinusy. And then as I was feeling it come down through the crown and into feeling it in within my vision adjusting, I'm now starting to feel it with some tension in my shoulders, and the pins and needles are kind of just moving from feet to calves to hands. It's very intense right now. We are in, I believe, a geomagnetic storm of 5 currently. Yes. So likely effects on human health and the work of communication systems. And then we are expected to move in. I'm recording this on Saturday evening, just a couple of days before the full on. We're already in the eclipse energy now, as you may be feeling. And then we are getting ready to move into a 7. I don't know if you can pick it up on there. It's showing that it's supposed to go into a magnetic storm of 7, which is pretty fucking intense. So hydrate. If you can sleep and you're not wired but yet tired like myself, we do have Mars, the planet of our physical energy, our drive, can be aggression in the sign of Pisces now. And I noticed that like total exhaustion, again, feeling wired yet tired. So feeling into the energies of this, we have this lunar eclipse on the 25th of March, 2024. It is a Venus ruled eclipse. So eclipse energy is a letting go, full moon energies and a culmination. So this is something that's probably been at the forefront if you're self-aware and working on yourself, that you've already been aware of what needs to come into a fruition, what needs to end with this Libra full moon lunar eclipse. Eclipse energy is always very erratic. It's almost like Uranian energy, Uranus energy, very erratic, very chaotic, can be sudden. And again, this eclipse energy is not just for, I have a burner on still. Wow. Wow. Hold on a minute. Don't usually do this, but give me a pause for a second. Just realized it. Make sure that got bumped. I don't believe I left it on. So, um, Libra energy, the scales. This is a focus on relationships. And as I say on my channel, the most important relationship that we have is with ourselves and in our authenticity. And again, if we don't know any better, we can't do any better. But when we become aware, we need to start working on ourselves so that we can have a healthy relationship with ourselves before we have relationships with others. And with the North Node in Aries, it's asking everybody to head towards, it's asking us with the North Node in Aries and also Chiron, the wounded healer. It's the wound we can never seem to get to the full base of. It's like the wounds that we've occurred perhaps in this lifetime and past lives that we just can't quite heal, but we learn how to integrate it and carry it with us. And to me, I was thinking about that. It's one of the blessings, but also feels like a curse on the earth plane, living this human experience, that, we have wounds, but how do we carry those forward? And then my realization with starting my podcast, The Inferno, here last year, 2023, that hurt people don't hurt people. Toxic people hurt people. And so we all carry wounds. And the one thing and the one trait that I'm proud of is that because I have experienced many wounds, many grievances, many losses, that's inevitable on the earth plane. As we're gaining these human experiences, how do I want to carry those wounds with me forward, right? Aries, Chiron, the wounded healer. And one of those ways is for me to be able to share um, how I've integrated the wounds that have occurred. And this is, if you believe in past lives as I do, this doesn't have to be just from this current lifetime, because the nodes of the moon, also the south node, represents past lives. And so go to astrocharts.com. You can pull up a natal chart of your own, um, and see where this Aries Libra axis is for you. And if you don't know what the house symbolizes, study it. Just Google it. My God, we live in the day of technology where you can just Google, what does the first house represent? What does the second? On and on and on. That's how I started to begin to dissect my own natal chart that I'm still learning from. So, how do we want to represent ourselves going forward? And how do we want to collaborate in the different relationships that we have with others? This doesn't have to be just relationships with a significant other. This can be all relationships that we interact with in our social settings as human beings. With this being a lunar eclipse on the south node, also, again, full moons are culminations, but yet south node is a letting go. It's not a matter of forgetting this. It's about how are we going to integrate that. Venus represents not only love, beauty, but our worth. And that's something that's really coming up for myself, especially over the past couple of weeks of doing positive affirmations for myself and knowing that, man, I'm so worthy of goodness. God, creator, source gave me another opportunity, and my soul chose to have another experience here on earth. What do I want to do with that? I am worthy of goodness. Positive affirmations are very helpful all the time, but I feel like, and see, now I was freezing, now I'm getting too hot. How do I want to integrate that? And also having a lot of reflection within you and me right now on past relationships, and how we did not perhaps hold ourselves of higher value, and then calling in, that healthier version of ourselves so that we can have healthier relationships. This definitely, by all means, does not need to be an ending of a relationship. It could be a growth in your relationships. And again, I don't mean this just in other people. This may be, how are you doing with relationship with self? So Venus, the ruling planet, it's also a personal planet, is what is represented here with the south node lunar eclipse in Libra, and she is in Pisces. So, don't allow your worth and your beauty to get dissolved and lost. Don't allow your worth to get minimized by others. I believe wholeheartedly, with so much energy also in Pisces. We have Saturn there in Pisces, we have Neptune in Pisces. Venus is now just leaving her interaction with Pisces. We got to make sure that we're not seeing things through rose-colored glasses when it comes to our value, to our relationships. And I believe for a lot of us, it's a lot of shock and awe happening since the nodes moved into Aries and Libra, of seeing relationships for what they are instead of what we've seen them through with our rose-colored glasses as well. I believe a big, strong emphasis on the Pisces energy, as well as having a strong spiritual foundation in order for us to keep continuing forward, because it seems like society's getting so lost, the masses are getting so lost and so delusional and so disconnected. And I feel we have to have that strong spiritual understanding or understanding or foundation within ourselves in order to go forward and heal thy wounds, to carry ourselves, kind of shoulders back and knowing who we are, so that we can create more harmonious relationships. And to be honest with you, I want nothing to do with the majority of what's happening. There seems and tends to be so many people so disconnected, so many people looking at others, especially with the technology that we have going on, with so many people looking at others as they're disposable. And humanity's just, I feel, on the wrong path with that, right? Any kind of hardships in relationships, any kind of escape from dealing with your own inner wounds just to dispose of other people. And with the modern technology, this is where I wanted to go with that. So many people being able to just go ahead and connect with somebody else. And before, the modern technology that I don't know if it's really truly modern, but it's released to us now in this lifetime anyway. There's too many people that just go, you know what? The grass is greener. I'm going to run from my own inner shadow work that I need to do and, basically just throw other people away. I think it's almost going to the point where people are looking at people like it's materialism, like it's just a commodity. And I don't know about other countries because I haven't traveled to other countries in this lifetime. But in the United States specifically, it's, everything's become so industrialized and everything is about materialism and bigger and better and stepping on it somebody else to feel like you're getting higher on the evolutionary ladder, when in all actuality, being authentic, first of all, is the new, like, super attractive, if you ask me, because there's too many people who aren't being their authentic selves, who are lying, who are betraying, who are cheating. And again, like I said, Aries Libra access, to me, it's we have to get authentic and real with ourselves. So let's just clear our energy a little bit. I don't know how this will pick up on my mic. I'm feeling very, like, I'm getting very strong tingles in my feet, but I want to draw just one anchor card before I possibly go on and kind of just check on the solar activity that we have bombarding us. Again, the moving headaches, like you could be feeling it in your sinus cavity and then moving around to the back part of your neck and shoulders. This has been brewing and building within me. As a sensitive, I can feel it. I have a lot of earth in me. I can feel all these energies. I started feeling these coronal mass ejections after my awakening in 2014, but I started feeling these. I can feel them when they come right off the sun now, which is mind bending. And I thought I was losing it, but 2017, I do believe I started feeling these, and I started doing energy updates on my channel to let other people know, hey, if you're feeling this right now, you're not alone. Get yourself checked out physically if you need to. But I went through strong, huge heart activations, high pulse rate, high heart palpitations, a part where your vision's adjusting and you're seeing things differently, dry eyes. It seems to me the energies shift and change. And so a lot of the same body symptoms come up, but it just shifts and changes depending on the day or how you're integrating it. We have our pineal gland at the brain, at the stem of our brain, and that is part of where the connection is to our vagus nerve, and that vagus nerve runs throughout our whole body. So it runs down from our brain stem. That is usually where the magnetics, the CMEs and whatnot, coming into our crown are first integrated. And then the vagus nerve goes all the way down through your heart and through your digestive tract. So it's called the wandering nerve. And for whatever reason, I've asked Creator a million times over, why do I feel these so intensely? And I believe it's to be able to share with other people. Our pets, pay attention to your pets. Your pets will act differently. Sometimes they'll be more clingy. Other times they'll just be wandering around and you can just sense them, especially my horse. My horse is very, connected to the earth and as above. He is also very prone. Animals, all wildlife feel these as well. So let me just slow down that Virgo mental Mercury mind, and let's just, you won't maybe not hear this, but I'm going to do this for myself. And I believe we're going to draw a few cards. So let's just take a nice deep breath together in through our noses. Exhale deeply. Like, my feet are bouncing right now. And so if you are feeling literally pins and needles vibration through your body, you are not alone. Again, very powerful energies coming in from the sun as our magnetics are down with this eclipse energy. So You may notice also changes in your hearing. So sometimes you're hearing things that are very loud, like all of a sudden the refrigerator running is driving you nuts, to feeling like your hearing is blocked and that you're muffled. Chest pressure, heart palpitations, um, higher pulse rate, lower pulse rate, blood pressure issues. These are all things that could be more intensified with the solar energy. And then anytime I just take 2 fingers, check it on the thymus, do a little bit of tap to when you're feeling any of that chest pressure or your heart beating out of rhythm. Again, I don't replace any medical help. So thank you, Spirit, so much for being here with us today. We're just going to tap into the energies of this full moon lunar eclipse in Libra, focusing on Venus energy, relationship energy, harmonizing energy, observation energy. That would be my advice through these eclipse energies, because we'll have the solar eclipse on April 8th in the sign of Aries. So my advice through this is to not do any sacred ceremonies, just kind of sit, observe what is coming and going like the clouds. Observe what is no longer working for you in relationship to self and others. Integrate, hydrate, guys. I cannot I've been saying it for as long as I've been feeling these, since 2017. More and more and more. Hydrate, hydrate. Be gentle with yourselves, be gentle with your body. Nourish your body. Humming is also very well to help stimulate that vagus nerve if it's getting too intense. Oh. When you're brushing your teeth, another helpful thing to do when you're brushing your teeth and you're rinsing, tilt your head back and gargle that water. That also helps stimulate the vagus nerve. A good, healthy, non-synthetic vitamin B complex, or foods that have your B vitamins. So magnesium is also helpful for all of our muscles, including our heart. So from the Queen of Moon Oracle, we're going to draw our first message for this Libra full moon lunar eclipse. Libra energy. See, I'm getting hot and cold, hot and cold. Earlier, I was freezing, and then my face got really hot. The vibration up my feet and hands is really funky feeling too. Libra full moon lunar eclipse, 5 degrees, 7 minutes. So from the Queen of the Moon Oracle, we got card number 9, which is an ending. I know this offhand because I'm a life path number 9. So it's about completion, finishing a cycle. And again, like this eclipse energy is very chaotic. It's a very wild card energy. But however, it's a little boost from the cosmos to reset us. So assessing, and as I said, almost like in the center of the scales of the Libra glyph, this shows this woman in this balloon, and she's assessing, she's observing, she's assessing what is no longer working for her. She is assessing what she has her sights on. She's observing and assessing what's rising to the surface that needs to let go of, what she needs to end in order to set her sights on something much more magical for her. Let's read from it. Card number 9. If you've been feeling nauseous off and on, you're not alone on that as well. Sometimes when we have these huge CMEs come into the planet, we can get dizzy. So I want you to really move slow. I want you to assess your body and what you're feeling right now. Like my left foot right now is just vibrating. I can feel it. It's time to assess your current position. You must make sure your blind spots are revealed and that you are honest with others and yourself. Sometimes the hard decision is the best decision. You should be able to assess and move quickly based on that assessment. You've begun your journey, and now it's time to assess where you are and what to do next. Perfect, because it's Aries season now as well, right? Our Aries is ruled by the planet of Mars. We're getting more light. We're getting more clarity. We're coming out of the fog of Pisces season. Things are becoming more clear. It may not be easy, but we need to assess so we can set our sights forward. Sometimes we go along our pathway and we keep going, even if it seems like that way is no longer the right way for us. Sometimes we feel we have gone too far to turn around, so we settle on a journey and destination that doesn't really suit us or satisfy us. However, if we had just some courage, we could have reassessed as we went and perhaps ended up somewhere else, somewhere better. Now is the time to look carefully at all the aspects of life, especially the areas in which you have set some intentions or goals. Ask yourself, do I still want these things? Do I still want the same end result? If the answer is no, ask yourself, what do you do to maintain momentum and head towards what you now desire? Although it doesn't seem terribly glamorous, assessment has a high payoff for us if we bother to do it well. Doing it well means we really look hard at how things are going. All of us have some kind of blind spot, so it is worth exposing this by consulting a trusted friend or finding where negative repeating patterns are the looking for the cause. Wow, this is coming up when the Aries Libra nodes, when nodes of the moon moved into that, I got a huge wake up call. And sadly, I was blindsided, and this was somebody who's just acting out of flesh and impulsive, running from their self. And I'm just saying that because it's relating to me. Do you assess things in your life? Do you look at yourself in relationship and go, I see this person has issues, but I don't have any issues. It's now a time to heal that. And when God forbid you have somebody, I'm just going to say this, love yourself. And when you find somebody that authentically loves you, man, it's a rarity. I think I've said it on one of my other videos. Like, have an honor and a reverence for that. Assess it. Shining a light on a blind spot and taking action to shift it is one of the life's biggest catalysts for change. Shining a light on a blind spot and taking action to shift it is one of life's biggest. This is eclipse energy. Assess, guys. Do not act. I'm still saying that even though we're in Aries season, because Aries season is typically more of a go time. But we have the nodes there on the Aries Libra energy. And before we just act out of impulse, I really want you to observe. I want you to assess things. And then I want you to shoot your vision and assess it, go higher. And I hope this is recording. CMEs are coming in. I'm telling you, wait on it. Wait. So I just want to show you real quick. And I'm so freaking dehydrated. Like, I cannot drink enough. It's supposed to intensify. I'm recording this on Saturday, and it's supposed to intensify through Sunday, Monday. Let me do share screen real quick. So I don't use space weather on my laptop, you guys, as often as I do on my phone, but just look at this. Look at the side. That is the sun that you're seeing there. And this coronal mass ejection that is coming towards Earth, the CME, was an X class 1, which is the highest that they go, X class. And so we are really going to start feeling this more and more. I started feeling it already when it shot off. Earth is in direct. So this eclipse, the luminaries, if I'm not mistaken, don't quote me, I'm trying to visualize it in my mind's eye here. The Earth comes in between the sun and the moon, and that's how we get the lunar eclipse. And so think about this right here. Boom, coronal mass ejection shot off the sun. It's from the sun, it's coming into us, and that is into our energetic field of the planet, into us. It's huge. It's huge. It's an X-class flare. The magnetics of Earth are always naturally down during eclipses, so hold on to your hats. It's already intense for me now. I was debating on whether I was even going to come on and do anything. And I'm like, no, get this up, because we then have the solar eclipse happening on the 8th. So just intense times. Again, full moons are an opposition. So the sun in Aries with the North Node is shining its light over onto the Libra. This is cardinal air. So there could be a whole lot of reflection in the inner, in your mind, assessing. You could be having a lot of deep reflection. Again, Pisces energy of the past. We got Venus there, and now we have Mars there. You could be reflecting hugely over the past as well with that, and assessing, having a vision. Even if you don't know the first step to your healing, that Chiron wound, at least assessing, planting a seed, perhaps setting your sights, higher for yourself, and allowing that. And again, she's in a balloon. So to me, that is very much so an air energy, cardinal, initiating. Cardinal energy is always initiating. So those of us that have planets or points around 5 degrees of cardinal energy may feel this more intensely. So that would be what? Let's start here. Aries, Cancer, Libra, Capricorn. It's happening smack dab on my Pluto, to be honest with you, in my 11th or 10th house, I think. So I'm not sure what that's going to bring for me yet, but it's asking us to heal our wounds. And there's a huge emphasis with all this energy in Pisces for people to continue to choose escapism. Fuck, I'm hot. Totally hot, cold. So, get into your body. It took me 40 years to get into my body. I'm so sensitive with Neptune on my ascendant that I just escaped from my sensitivity. I mean, and I'm an animal lover. I'm an animal empath. I can't even drive down the road and see something that's been ran over without going over into overwhelm. So Venus is the ruling planet over this eclipse. Let's do a goddess guidance oracle. Remember to assess. So Libra, lunar eclipse. Eclipses are always, pivotal times. It's a reset from the cosmos. Endings, beginnings. Getting on the path, perhaps assessing the damage done in the past. Again, like I said, South Node, don't forget and leave behind our past experiences, but integrate that. Carry it with us to do good for ourselves and others, not cause harm with each other. That one wants to come out. Divine passion. Be honest with yourself. What is your heart's true desire? What is your heart's true desire? A lot of people on the planet, we got Mars and Pisces now. Mars also represents our desires, but is it an impulsive, instinctual? I can't get enough, just gotta have all this and that? Or is it a true heart-centered desire That's what it's asking us to assess, integrate, be honest with yourself. I was thinking about this a lot with the narcissistic talk, right? And how they wear a mask. But the hurt and the damage that a lot of us sensitives have carried from past relationships, past lives, sometimes we mask that and pretend to be stronger than we are. We all need to be very honest with ourselves and see what that is, to allow our passions to go, to allow it to ignite a fire within us. And my eyes are so freaking dry right now. That one's thickened too. Let's see what else. Infinite supply. You are supplied for today and all of your tomorrows. And if humanity would get in this mindset and this leave behind the lack, competition, dog eat dog mindset, right? All freaking ego. Humanity would be a whole lot better off for that. But I think we're a lot, I'm just a fucking realist. Sorry to tell you, Sagittarius rising. I don't mean to be a pessimist. I'm a realist, and we got a long ways to go for that. Infinite supply. You are supplied for today and all of your tomorrows. Assess that. I believe that if we get into a feeling of more of worthiness, that we can really, set forward this divine passion within us. Be somebody that is passionate about life, not competition with life, right? We're all on the same planet. If there's ever any kind of catalyst and catastrophic event, it's going to influence and impact everybody. Another thing too is our actions have a ripple effect on others. So be honest with yourself. What do you truly desire? And that's a question I'm going to assess within myself. I do know one thing for sure for myself is being in service for animals, for others is important for me. I won't change that. It is a passion of mine. I'm going to continue to assess the Chiron wound within myself, which I'm probably reflecting a lot on that because I have a natal Chiron in Aries, and that's where it's at. So let's do an angels and ancestors card, and I am affirmation for this lunar eclipse. What are you letting go of? What are you assessing? What are you reflecting upon with your relationship with yourself and others from the past? How can you take that forward for a better version of yourself, more authentic? Are you being genuine and honest with yourself? Had some major awakenings happen in my life, and I'm telling you, I wouldn't change my heart for anything, but I will never again ignore red flags. And that is huge, guys, for everybody on the collective coming up. Are you in good, healthy, reciprocal relationships with others? Are you in relationship? Are you authentic and truthful with yourself? Because if you're not honest with yourself, you can't be honest with others in relationship. So from the angels and ancestors, the message for this Libra lunar eclipse, which I'm not surprised because again, I'm telling you guys not to take action. We're still assessing right now, is the Hermit card. Hermit card is rest and retreat. Rest and retreat. That's huge with the solar flare activity anyway as well, because it's pummeling our, whether you're awake or not, it's an influence in you. I know I just had my 80-year-old mother, and she knows I'm kind of into this whole sun and earth and connection and whatever, even though she may be a little, cut off on it, but she knows that I'm open to it. And she just said to me tonight, boy, I was standing at the kitchen sink and I just got really dizzy. I said, yes, Mom, it's the sun. She tells me this all the time now that she knows. I'm like, keep hydrating. And when you lay down, you're probably going to get that head pressure. So lay with your head propped up on a couple of pillows, you know? Oh, and I got to get outside a minute. My feet are just freaking buzzing. So, what symptoms have you been feeling? They're going to intensify. Please do hydrate, guys. Rest and retreat. The I am affirmation. I am healing. I am healing. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. I am healing. You have the opportunity to do so as well. Chiron, wounded healer, integration of that self. Keep assessing where we're at, where you're at, what you're letting go of, reflecting upon. Set your sights forward for yourself, even if you don't know the path, as I don't. But you have to be honest with yourself, because if you cannot do that, you cannot be honest with others. And remember, as Sedna says, you have infinite supply from Creator Source. You are supplied for today and all of your days. You are enough. Well, eclipses are, again, I told you, very wild card energy. They have the ability to, it just don't happen on the day of the eclipse. This is about a 6-month cycle. I've been feeling the energies of this eclipse with more intensely for the last couple weeks. Continue to be good to yourself. Collaborate with others that are actually authentic so that you have at least one good trusted person that you can talk to about anything under the sun. I know that's a rarity. Pay attention to what your body's telling you at this time. I hope you enjoyed this. Please let me know how you doing, how you flowing in the comments. And much love to you until the next time. Shalom, shalom.